Fiji, thank you so much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you back. You are now 3 months into the job as CEO. What is one thing you have learned about the competitive landscape that you did not expect?
Well, I spent a lot of time with our retail partners, and the thing that we're seeing is that consumer habits are changing at a very fast pace. Consumers are expecting faster speed. They are expecting to be able to shop seamlessly across online and in store. And so a lot of what we've done in the last 3 months is really align ourselves with our retail partners to figure out how we can enable them to serve their customers and to serve these changing habits.
This idea of Instacart as a platform where, grocery stores are your main customer is sort of different than what Instacart has been for so many years, focusing on the end consumer. Do you see this vision of Instacart as more of a platform or more of an enterprise business?
Well, I think it can be both, because fundamentally what grocery retailers want from us is to help them serve their customers. And so our knowledge of consumer trends, our knowledge of how to serve the consumer online in the best possible way is actually helping grocers. But I think you're right that this vision of becoming a retailer enablement platform is something that I think is incredibly important for the future of our company.
So who do you see as the biggest threat? I mean, is it Amazon, or could it be an Uber Eats or DoorDash as they get into grocery?
The grocery market is very big, and so obviously it's going to attract a lot of different players. But for us, we have a completely different strategy from the players you just mentioned. When it comes to Amazon, our strategy is really equipping all the grocers with all the technologies they need to compete with Amazon, which has, as you know, very deep pockets. When it comes to platforms like Uber Eats and DoorDash, these platforms tend to be platforms that really focus on aggregating demand and over time owning inventory. That's not our strategy at all. Our strategy is really to partner with the grocers, never compete with them, and really enable them to compete in this marketplace.
Meantime, you're buying Caper AI, $350 million. This is your biggest deal yet. They offer AI for shopping carts, for checking out. The idea being, as I understand it, that you might be able to check out directly from your shopping cart in the future. What is the vision as you see it?
I think consumers are going to continue shopping online and in store. We are an industry that is 10% penetrated online. We think over the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to be maybe 30% online. But that leaves 70% of commerce that's going to happen in stores. And I think consumers are going to expect their local grocers to know their taste, know who they are, and personalize the experience for them, whether they are online or in store. And so with a technology like Caper AI, not only you can check out without having to wait in line, which we know is a real pain point for consumers, but you can also, thanks to the digital screen on the cart, have a really personalized experience for you, where we can show you recipes with the items in your cart, we can suggest products. And so we see this technology as a way to really break down the silos between online and in store and enable grocers to have a more personalized and way better consumer experience in store as well.
You're also announcing 2 new board members, Meredith Levien, CEO of the New York Times, and Lily Sarafan, co-founder of Home Care Assistance. What do they bring to the table that Instacart doesn't have yet?
So in the case of Meredith, she has seen an industry in transformation, and she has taken an incredible brand and made that digital transformation at the New York Times. So I think she's going to help us tremendously in understanding how to take, some of our, grocery retailers and help them through this digital transformation and be the best partner we can. She has also built an incredible subscription business at the New York Times, and we are seeing Instacart Express become more and more important to our business. And so that's also something really interesting that I'm looking forward to learning from her. In the case of Lily, she has built, an incredible business in a highly complex industry. And so she brings that perspective to the table, as well as the perspective of someone who has advised a lot of local marketplaces and worked with frontline workers for many years. So really looking forward to understanding our ability to bring these businesses to scale and welcoming them to the board.
Now, since you've joined the company, you have made multiple hires of very senior women, including Carolyn Everson, who you worked with at Facebook for many years. And you look at the tech industry, this is almost unheard of. I mean, your management team is almost is majority women, right? That is incredibly rare. What do you have to say to companies out there that are looking hard but still don't have much to show for it?
Look harder. It's not, I don't think it's that hard to find incredibly talented women. I think, if you're really focused on diversity, you can absolutely find incredible talent in the industry, whether it's for executive roles, whether it's for board roles. And so if, anyone is really committed to that and is struggling, please reach out to me, because I have a long list of wonderful women who would like to be on board and we would like to be part of great executive teams. So, in our case, we think it's incredibly important because 80% of our customers are women and 70% of our shoppers are women. So when I look at the company we're building, it's really important that the management team and all the way to the board represents the needs of our customer base.
So it is going to take time to realize a bigger and more ambitious vision of Instacart. What does that mean for the timing of an IPO or public offering?
Well, I won't comment on timing, but what I can tell you is that for us, the focus is not having a good IPO. It's really building a great public company that will stand the test of time. Of course, we want to be a public company someday, but right now I can tell you we're all incredibly focused on building the business and building that new vision that we've talked about of really being a retail enablement platform for all of our partners.
So could we say an IPO is not a priority for 2021 or 22? Should we be circling 2023 or beyond?
It will happen at some point. We see it as a milestone as the course of a long journey.
Now, the world is going through some major supply chain shocks right now. Some schools haven't gotten lunches that they were supposed to get back in July. What are you seeing in the supply chain? How is this affecting Instacart and grocery stores and your customers?
We are already certainly seeing issues with finding products on the shelf. We have 500,000 shoppers in the aisles of our grocery stores every day. And as a result, we get a lot of data from them about what's not on the shelves. And so we send that data back to retailers and they realize that it's out of stock and that they need to act on that. And so that's also really important data for them to be able to take action, not just for things that are on Instacart, but also for the management of their stores more generally. So we're really proud to do that.
As food prices continue to increase, does that mean Instacart is going to get more expensive? And what does that mean for the retention of your customers at a time when more people are starting to shop in store?
So we're doing a lot to make sure that you continue to get a lot of value from Instacart. In particular, we are really highlighting all of the deals that we have on the platform. And that's also when advertising comes in, because we are building this advertising business. It is also helping customers find better deals, because advertisers like to advertise the deals that they have on specific products. So that's helping kind of takes the cost down for customers. And you're absolutely right. When you look at one of the biggest hurdles to online grocery going from 10% online penetration to 30%, cost is going to be the biggest driver. And so we're really, really focused on making sure that despite the current environment, we are developing products that take prices down or just offer better deals generally.
So does that mean prices are going up as you see it?
We are starting very early days, but we are starting to see in some places some prices going up. It's not widespread yet, but this is definitely something that we're keeping an eye on and really want to do as much as we can to counterbalance that with deals so that customers can still get good value.
So there's the supply chain issues that are causing advertisers to pull back. There's also the Apple ad tracking technology. Is Instacart feeling the squeeze of ad budgets yet? Is that trickling down to you?
We are seeing advertisers be concerned about advertising during this supply chain disruption. But the thing that's interesting for us is that we only show ads to consumers when we have a very high confidence that the product's going to be on the shelf. So we can give advertisers some confidence that when they spend ad dollars with us, they're not going to spend dollars that are going to go towards consumers that will not find the product. And so through the system that we've built, we have been able to give them that confidence. But we are certainly seeing a lot of advertisers worrying about that for sure.
Would you ever look beyond grocery into food delivery and compete more directly with some of the other folks that we mentioned, Uber Eats, DoorDash, et cetera?
We think the grocery industry is so big that we don't need to go outside of the grocery industry. I think what is making us so strong is actually that we are incredibly focused on the need of grocers. We are, obsessing over whether your avocado is going to arrive in the perfect state of ripeness at your door, and that expertise in a very complex industry is what is making us different. So we don't want to lose sight of that. However, we do see that grocers are developing meal solutions, and prepared meals is a very important part of their business. So helping them with all parts of their business is definitely on the roadmap.